It's my first full day in the city of Florianopolis, and before this island was famous for its surf, its beaches, it was actually a strategic military outpost. And this is the historical centre where I'm now at. And this exists because Portugal was worried about losing this to Spain. So where I'm right now is the 15th of November Park, and there's a lot of places in Brazil that is named after the 15th of November, because in 1889 that is the date it became a republic, Brazil, and got rid of its monarchy. So this is the heart of the city, the heart of the island. And where I'm right now is a fig tree, which is 140-year-old. And you can see it's being propped up by lots of poles. And the locals reckon that if they got rid of it, if they destroyed it, they cut it down, it would be bad luck. So I am just walking around and you can just see it is so big, and it's been held up everywhere around it. It's crazy. You could live in that. So, quick history about the city itself. It was founded in 1673. It was originally called Nossa Senhora de Destrato, I hope I say that right, which translates as Our Lady of Exile. Now it changed its name to Florianopolis in 1894. Right, I'm going to try and walk out a bit further. Now if you have been following me, you'll notice that in the last week I've developed a blister, a massive one, on my foot, and last night was a point where it got really painful, and I'm hobbling along right now. And the only reason I've come out is to come and get to a chemist to get some medication. Now I looked on map and found out that everything I needed to see in the historical site is all in one place. So you've got this park here, you've got the government buildings, you've got Cathedral, and I did get an Uber to come down here. I am taking my time to take as much sitting as I can just to rest my foot, and once I've done everything, then I'm going to go to a chemist, sort this thing out. So I will carry on even through the pain. So it was renamed Florianopolis. It was named after Floriano Peixoto, who was Brazil's second president, and the Opolis is Greek for city. Now, it's so controversial because the second president, the locals hated him. He was well known for crushing down rebellions around the south, and the name change was seen as a political punishment, not an honour. Wow. So all the way around there is historical government buildings that I'll try and get close to. I'll hobble along with the cathedral just up there. Now on the map the park looks quite big until you actually get into it and you think it's not really that big. Lots of statues all the way around. There's that guy there, beautiful moustache. You've got the smallest amphitheatre that I've ever seen that you can't get in. Ooh. And the other reason I'm coming to town, not just for the chemist, that's number one, but get some food. If you saw my last video where the hostel is, there's no restaurants, no shops. So I thought I'd come down, grab some lunch, and then go to a shop again and get some food. because tomorrow I am taking a proper day off. I need to rest this foot. No walking, no nothing. And there's the cathedral. Now earlier on, just down here on the steps, there was a protest going on. Protest for the today and yesterday was all to do with the bus price rises to £7.70, and the locals aren't happy about it. And there was a good selection of police people just hanging around here. They've all gone as well. So the cathedral itself was built originally as a small church in 1753, and it's been rebuilt and expanded so many times. And the two towers at the top was added much later, but it was meant as a status. So the cathedral itself has been used as refuge during war, conflict, and the doors are closed, so I can't get in, which is a bit of a shame. I have just noticed there's a clock at the top which is telling the right time, and there's just a single bell. And all around the park, which is just there are old government buildings. I can't actually find out what the buildings are for or what they were for. Now, looking online at information about this place, Portugal ruled through bureaucracy, not chaos, which I think is a good line. Now, they wanted to be close to the power of the city, which is why all the government buildings are in one area around the park. But at the time, many of the officials from Portugal hated the island. They felt isolated, it was too windy, the supplies were lacking coming across. And there is reports of letters from the time complaining about the boredom and the heat. So you can walk in. Oh, you have to pay. Beautiful. Yeah, you do have to pay. It's a shame. I would actually go in if I wasn't so keen on getting to a chemist. So I'm just going to have another little break. Right, on the other side of the park you've got this, another old government building, but it's not open, can't see what it is. And then you've got real life locals sat around playing cards over lunch. Why not? Right, pain's getting worse. I think it was a bad idea coming out. So what I'm going to do now is find a chemist. Come with us if you want. I'm going to find somewhere to grab some food and then shop for essential supplies for my day off of Netflix and doing nothing tomorrow. So I think there's a chemist just around the corner from the cathedral. I've got my offline Google Translate already. Should be fun. Right, the chemist is actually just over there. So as I was walking past the back of the museum, the Pink Museum, you can actually get into the gardens for free. So I'll just have a quick wander. I'm not walking too much. It's nice. Hurrah! I have found the chemist. Panville. Well, I hope it is. So I've been in, I didn't film anything. I used my phone in my hands to do the Google Translate. So, what has he given me? His English was quite good, which was handy. I showed him blister. I would show you as well, but it's not nice. He's given me. I was hoping for a bandage of some sort, but this is what he says I need to have. I need to rest. I need to keep it dry. I need to have a shower. I've already had one, mate. And then apply this 3 or 4 times a day. It costs 26 real, which is hit my budget again. But I did have a donation made to my Buy Me a Coffee page, courtesy of Jacqueline Collis. So although your comment in my donation page said get yourself a beer, it's bought me some medication. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Cheers. So now I'm going to go and try and find a restaurant. As you can see, everything's closed. 2:30 in the afternoon. It's a Saturday, I think. Yeah. Is it siesta? Right, I'm going to hobble myself away to a restaurant, a cafe. So I've been walking around for a while, a long while, trying to find a shop, sells food, find a cafe that sells food. Unfortunately, everything is closed, and I mean everything. There is nothing open at all. However, I did find one cafe which I went to a couple of streets back and tried to buy some food, but my card was rejected. No, don't tell me that's going to start. So only things that are open at this moment in time, and it's going up to 20 to 4 in the afternoon, is chemists, hair salons. Now I've been in Brazil for over 2 weeks. I've never seen anywhere else do a close down. Is it just this place? I found a supermarket at last. So this is to get me food for all day tomorrow and tonight. If I can find some. Keep looking. And there's a bakery. Oh, right, I'm hoping that my card will be accepted. Got proper food. You know what I do? Get some food first. Oh, is that mine? So basically you got all your food, and then you get a ticket. Take it over there, pay. You get a ticket, and then they come along and say your food's ready. Is that mine? Yeah. Thank you. But more importantly, my card worked. Now when I was trying to order, oh, they didn't speak English, bless them. But so many of the customers that was behind me did. So they were all helping me. So what have I got? I've got a cheese and egg parcel. I was just pointing to these and went, I'll have some of them as well. They look like roast potatoes. And of course, I've got a coffee. And it all came to 25 reals. That's actually cheaper than some places I've been to. So this packet, it's cheese and egg. I thought it was cheese and chicken. That looks like meat. Very nice. It's I don't know the name of it. I just pointed to it, and it was someone behind me who said, "Oh, that's cheese and egg." No, there's no egg in there. I think these are roast potatoes. No, they're not. It's chicken disguised as roast potatoes. That was a surprise. But I'm glad to be sat down and resting my leg. It is sore, really sore. I am tempted to have something else as well, just keep me going. That's a bit too healthy for my liking. So I went back to get some extra food to take back to the hotel, the hostel. The girl that was serving me wanted to practice her English, which was interesting. And I've bought some extra stuff for the next 24 hours to survive me in the hostel. Right, because this place has got Wi-Fi, I've just ordered a taxi, an Uber. We'll be here in about 8 minutes, and then I can get back to the hostel and relax. So it's been an interesting day, full of pain, full of interest, full of adventure. But there'll be no videos tomorrow. I am not going to do any filming. I am going to relax. I need to get my foot better. But if you've enjoyed this one, then all you've got to do is press that like button. If you want to see what I get to next, then subscribe. But until the next time, taxi, hostel, bed, good. Bye bye for now.